Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Tonight begins the healing process.
Al embodied everything that was great about humanity.
Communities from East Lansing to Metro Detroit coming together, remembering the young lives taken in what is becoming an all too familiar tragedy.
It's a small community. We all love each other and support each other, and the Verners are hurting, so we're all just trying to be there for them.
And you're taking a live look at the campus of Michigan State University, where a makeshift memorial grows at the iconic Sparty statue outside Spartan Stadium in East Lansing. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. We are learning more about the shooting since the first shots rang out a little more than 24 hours ago. However, there are still a lot of questions that remain unanswered tonight.
Yeah, so here's what we know right now. Just in the past hour, MSU interim president Teresa Woodruff announcing classes are canceled for the rest of the week. We've also learned there's a prayer vigil scheduled tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at the university's Rock.
Also new, the university is working with the FBI to reunite students with their property that may have been left behind at both Berkey Hall and the MSU Student Union. We're also still waiting to learn the identities and more on the conditions of the 5 students that we know are in the hospital.
Yeah, tonight, hundreds gathered to pray for them and the 3 students killed last night. Brian Frazier, Alexandria Verner, and Ariel Anderson lost their lives in that tragic shooting. We're covering the angles, all of them, on this story tonight. Our Sean Lay is live on campus hearing from students.
Pam Osborne live in Grosse Pointe Farms, where a prayer vigil was held at St. Paul and the Lake Catholic Church. But let's start with Rod Maloney live in Clawson, where that community gathered at the football field near Clawson High School in honor of Alex Verner. Rod?
Yeah, good evening, Devin. Alex Verner left a memorable mark on the small city of Clawson, and yet its memorial of her left an equally memorable mark. Thousands of people of this city of only 11,000 people showed up here tonight to pay their respects to Alex and her family.
Here's to you, number 24.
Alex Verner wore number 24 on the basketball court, so they counted down a 24-second moment of silence. A massive crowd lit candles and stood silent and stunned for having to be here, yet stood rock solid and resolute in paying their respects to the All-State softball player, league MVP in basketball and volleyball, and a National Honor Society member. Alex's former high school teammates Greta Forbear and Deborah Hadapun would only speak with Local 4 if we showed pictures of Alex and not them. What is Clawson, what is Michigan State missing tonight?
They're missing a gem, like a one-of-a-kind person, someone that I always looked up to and I will always look up to. She was my real role model for a long time and still is.
She was someone who lit up every room. You would know of her presence as soon as you walked in because she just filled the room with positivity and kindness. Every sport, every club, every activity that she did, she led with the most positive and genuine aspects of her character.
Kelly Horn coached Alex in basketball.
Alex was the epitome of a high school student athlete. She was the best we have. She is going to be dearly missed. A piece of our community is gone with Al.
The vigil itself an impressive sight, but respect for Alex and her family proved so great, the pain so palpable. When the countdown finished, everyone just stood there, candles flickering in the breeze, hugs all around, tears dabbed away as if to say 24 seconds weren't nearly enough. The crowd stayed in place for 15 minutes before thinning ever so slowly.
It just tells you what kind of community we have here in Clawson. We're tight-knit, we care about each other, and everybody's here just to support the Verner family.
Deborah Hadapun told us that it was impressive to her how quickly this community came together and how once they got into this stadium, standing 10 yards apart all the way to the 50-yard line, no one had to be told what to do or where to go. It all just happened. Back to you.
Right, I got to tell you, I love the conditions those students put on us for talking to us. That's exactly what we've been trying to do, keep these victims first and foremost. But when did Alex Werner graduate from Clawson High?
Devin, impressive. She graduated in 2020, but she was studying, get this, integrated biology and anthropology at MSU. She was to graduate in 2024.
Elite athlete, elite student. All right, Rod.
Well, also tonight, hundreds gathering to remember Brian Frazier at St. Paul on the Lake Catholic Church. That's where Pamela Osborne is tonight with more. Pamela.
Kimberly, St. Paul was Brian's church. He went to school here. He worshiped here. And tonight, hundreds of people gathered together to pray for him, his family, the families of those two young women who are experiencing a type of grief, a type of pain that most of us can barely begin to even imagine. There wasn't a single seat left open at St. Paul on the Lake Tuesday night. The people who came together brought with them their grief and heartache over the sudden, tragic loss of someone many of them knew well. Brian Frazier, a sophomore student at MSU and Grosse Pointe native, one of 3 students killed in a campus shooting Monday night.
The family wishes that Brian was here, and they just would like him to come home. And he's not going to come home physically, but we'll bring him home spiritually.
Father Jim Bilo was with the Frazier family this morning. It was up to him to help the hundreds who sought comfort here make sense of something that simply didn't.
They are in deep grief. They are in shock, but they are managing, and they're a family of faith.
One by one, classmates, friends, acquaintances lit candles. And that emptiness, Father Bilo offered this.
Each one of us is given a guardian angel to guide us along our journey in life. So at that horrendous moment in Brian's life last night, he was not alone. His angel was there to support him, to comfort him, and most importantly, to protect his soul.
And the Frazier family was not here at tonight's prayer service, but hard to imagine that they did not feel the love, the outpouring of support that this entire community is sending their way. Reporting live in Grosse Pointe Woods, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Standing room only there in the church. Pamela, we appreciate your report this evening. Meanwhile, family members of Ariel Anderson are asking for privacy as they continue to grieve over her death. Today, a spokesperson issued a statement from the family, and it reads in part, quote, "We lost our precious daughter, granddaughter, sister, niece, cousin, and friend, Ariel Anderson. She means the world to us, and as much as we loved her, she loved us and others even more. She was passionate about helping her friends and family, assisting children, and serving people. While we appreciate the outpouring of the love, support, and prayers we have received thus far, we are grieving and hope that you respect our family's wishes to remain private at this time," end quote. Anderson was a Harper Woods native. She graduated from Grosse Pointe North High School in 2021. She was a sophomore at MSU studying to be a doctor. Well, memorials are popping up all across Michigan State University tonight, remembering the tragic moments from last night's shooting.
Let's get to our Sean Lay now, who's live tonight getting reaction there. Sean?
Reaction and Devin waiting for word, any type of word about the 5 still in the hospital right now. So no word on an updated condition as they fight for their lives, as doctors fight for their lives as well. Here at the statue and on campus here, we have news media now kind of breaking down, but going live here at 11 o'clock, not just from across the state, but from across the country here, sharing the stories of what happened here about a little more than 24 hours ago. And if you look at the statue here, the growing memorial of the flowers. We're on campus getting a sense of how students are feeling now, and they're starting to ask the question, how do they move forward from here?
Flowers all over the MSU campus, and not for Valentine's Day, but for one of the saddest days MSU may ever see. Senior Rakan Alatei is about to graduate with a degree in criminal justice.
Trying to make a difference in this world, you know.
He'll never forget hearing those gunshots that took lives and forever changed lives.
Screaming, running, everyone's running for his life, you know. Doing the drills that we practice for, you know, it's something unpleasant.
And just to, be there for each other.
Rabbi Bet Zion Shemtov was teaching a class when those shots rang out. This community moves forward, but how?
We're always taught to take one step at a time, one good deed at a time.
And the feelings of students at this moment of shock.
Personally, I agree that it's an atrocious thing, but you just can't live in fear every day. You have to just keep your head up and just take it day by day.
And Rakan, his feelings are to add to the flowers, not to the fear.
To make me process my emotions, to honor the victims, to honor the deaths that happened. This will not define us. We will come back stronger.
This will not define us. We will come back stronger, he says, but that certainly will take time. You still get the sense here of shock and then grieving those lives lost, and of course the prayers and hope, the hanging on for the 5 still in the hospital right now. Kimberly, Devin, back to you.
We've certainly learned that so far, Sean. It's really hard to find shortcuts to getting through this and going through what it takes to get through it. All right, Sean.
So true. Well, just moments ago, interim University President Teresa Woodruff releasing a new video statement offering comfort and support to the Spartan community.
Grief is a profoundly personal thing, and we know the healing process will not be swift. We must take time to think, mourn, and be together. I encourage everyone to honor their feelings and find comfort and solace in the close bonds that knit together our Spartan family.
Woodruff goes on to say counseling services are being provided to students, faculty, and staff.
We are learning more about the shooter in the case, 43-year-old Anthony McCrae. Police believe he first opened fire inside Berkey Hall, then walked to the MSU Union and shot more students there. We learned that a note was found in the pocket that was in his pocket, threatening 2 schools in Ewing Township, New Jersey. In June of 2019, he was arrested and charged with a felony firearms charge after he was caught driving a car with a loaded gun in it. He served a year in jail, completed a year of probation, even though he could have been sentenced to a maximum of 2 years in prison for the offense.
The MSU campus shooting comes just about 14 months after the mass shooting at Oxford High School that left 4 students dead there. A good number of Oxford graduates chose to attend Michigan State, which means they're going through the same kind of trauma twice.
It was horrible, except for this time it's a little bit different. Because with Aiden, I got a call that said, "Mom, I've been shot, help me." And when I got the text message from Michigan State, I had to get a hold of Caleb, and we couldn't reach him at first.
So scary. Yeah. Well, last night's attack was the 67th mass shooting this year. That's according to data from the nonprofit group Gun Violence Archive.
Today, President Biden called for lawmakers to take action toward reducing gun violence.
3 lives have been lost and 5 seriously injured. And it's a family's worst nightmare. It's happening far too often in this country. Far too often. While we gather more information, there's one thing we do know to be true. We have to do something to stop gun violence ripping apart our communities.
Stay with Local 4. Click on Detroit.com, Local 4 Plus for the latest developments overnight on the MSU campus shooting. Our first news starts tomorrow morning at 4:30 a.m. with all of the overnight developments.